Hello, cousins. I want to talk about the Finding Kendrick Johnson documentary. We have to talk about this. You have to watch it if you have not already seen it. Let me put you on. It is so good. It is so informative. Now, some of y'all may be wondering who Kendrick Johnson is. Let me refresh your memory right quick, all right?
Another breaking story we're following at this hour. Law enforcement taking a fresh look at the mysterious death of a Georgia teenager. This is a story that made national headlines. It was back in 2013 that Kendrick Johnson was found dead inside of a rolled up gym mat at Lowndes County High School. His family believes the 17-year-old was murdered. But in 2016, his death was ruled accidental and no charges were filed. On your sides, Troy Kless spoke with the Lowndes County Sheriff about the decision to
All right. Y'all remember this. Like she said, it happened in 2013. So that's like 10 years ago. So some of us may have forgot. So I kind of want to remind y'all because we can't be forgetting about our babies out here. She said, and you heard her, and the news told us 2013, this young man was found rolled up in a gym mat, unalived. And then they said it wasn't a homicide. Now they said he got in the gym mat. If you've ever followed this story, they said that he tried to get a shoe from the bottom of a mat, and he had like asphyxia or something where he like suffocated, and that's how he was unalived. Now, a few things get me hot about this story. The news did not even have the audacity to like give us a fire ass lie. Like they literally just told us some bullshit. He tried to get a shoe from out of a rolled up mat. Like they didn't even try to make it make sense. And so this case has been closed and reopened a few times. So it's currently reopened. But if you're anyone like myself who, we like to be citizen investigators, and when the news tell us something that don't make no goddamn sense, like a 17-year-old sophomore trying to get a shoe from out of a rolled up mat and dying, we take matters into our own hands. These are our babies and we care. And you should care, because what if this was your kid, your little cousin, your family member? This family deserves so much peace and justice. So some of y'all may be familiar with the Justice for KJ movement. But again, this happened in 2013 and his case went mad viral. And so I'm going to give y'all a brief about it. It was pretty much, for my research, let's talk about my research, okay? Because it was so choppy. The news had made it so choppy. There was so much like missing footage from the cameras at his school. Now, mind you, he is found unalived in school, public school at that. All right. And so it was just so choppy. I mean, how can someone, a student, a child, be found unalived in a school and you have no idea what happened for 10 years? Like, his family is still, quote unquote, looking for who harmed this boy, because they do not agree with him falling in a mat and unaliving himself. Like, that's just not gonna cut it. So they said that they know who did it, and that's why I encourage you all to watch the documentary. You can watch it on YouTube. I mean, look at this young man. Like, just be real. Like, he doesn't even look like somebody who's gonna stay in the mat long enough to unalive himself. Like, don't he look like he gonna try to get out or do something? Like, it's just come on, like, let's not be stupid. And so that case went over our head. Like, it went over my head. And I know it probably went over a few of y'all head when it first came on, because I know I wasn't as aware about things and the world around me the way I am today. But I know some of my cousins, y'all were on it. Like, y'all was not rocking with what they said about what happened to this young man at school. And so this documentary drops, and it just starts to plug in all those missing pieces, y'all. I swear you have to watch this. You can watch it on YouTube right here. You may have to, you have to pay for it here. You can buy it or rent it. This is just the what do you call it? The trailer. This is just the trailer. I'll play it for y'all. It's really good.
I can't do this. I cannot do this.
Dial 911, where's your emergency?
Yes, I'm calling. My son had come home from school. Kendrick Johnson.
You know, she said, have you heard from Kendrick? 12 o'clock, I knew he was dead.
The body had been moved. The scene, in my opinion, had been compromised.
When they said he climbed inside the bed to get the shoes, I already knew that was a lie.
We opened the body in this particular case, and the organs were not there. Paper had been stuffed into the cavity to fill it up.
Body parts are missing. Evidence is missing.
And we tested it, and it was blood. Now, we did DNA testing, and it was not the blood of Kendrick Johnson.
If it wasn't Kendrick blood, who blood was it?
The parents hired their own medical examiner who said this was a killing.
An FBI agent's home was raided last month in connection with the investigation into the death of a Valdosta teenager.
Supporters for Kendrick's family are calling for a Department of Justice investigation.
What do you want? Justice!
The Johnsons and their supporters now hope the FBI will get an answer to what happened to Kendrick Johnson.
All along, we know it was bullshit. We know it was bullshit.
If KJ had been white, we wouldn't have had to make this film.
Period. 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 What did she just say? So, and that's so sad. That's so sad because that's so true. And so that's why we can't be forgetting, y'all. And so a lot of what was in this documentary, because I do not want to give it away, I really want you guys to go and watch this. You can watch it for free also on Tubi. Okay, you can type it into Google and you can watch it for free on other streaming platforms, but I really recommend you guys go check this out. Again, some of us have already been on this case have resonated with us. This little boy's spirit, is out here, and this has just been important to a lot of us. And for me, when I years ago was doing research on this case, it was so many dead ends, and I kind of did just keep going, because I was just this is a lot, and this is just weird because it's a lot of nothing. It doesn't make any sense. There's no reason that a little kid should have went to school, didn't come home, and no one's trying to say anything. And mind you, this school is still there today. How sick. But from me doing my own research, I do want to give you guys something to keep in mind if you are going to go watch this, without telling you too much. Now, when you Google this or look it up or do research on it, they have said many times that they believe it's a cover up. If you go back to the news story, it'll say murder or, accident or whatever. Has he been murdered, or was this just an accident? Nobody should be accidentally dying at school, even if it is a quote unquote accident. Why are we not trying to help this family? No one has helped this family. Every time this mom has went to the school, the family goes to the school, they're telling them to leave. They're just being very disrespectful if this kid was accidentally, unalived at their facility or at their institute. That's terrible. So off Bucks, we know that it clearly was not an accident. And like I said, I want to give you guys some things to think about. I've done my own research for years, and this documentary has definitely helped me fill in some of those like blanks that the media definitely did not try to give us, because they wanted us to be confused. Because in my opinion, after doing my own research and watching this documentary, I am totally convinced that somebody is being protected. All right, I totally agree with the whole cover up. I believe that there is a cover up. And so I want you guys to, form your own opinion, and I want to give you some things to think about. And so now in this documentary, I kind of already knew some of the things that had came out prior to doing research that wasn't being talked about at the time. Y'all, I used to be on X when it was called Twitter, looking at tweets of the students that went to the school from 2013. It was probably like 2020 or 19 when that case like doubled back in my life. And I was just, going through so many Twitter tweets and just really trying to, just really doing my own research. And a lot of new evidence have arisen. Like, more kids came out and said something, because around the time when the case was viral, nobody had said anything. It was just like no kids said anything. So they had us thinking that nobody saw nothing. This young man was unalived during school time at the school, and nobody said nothing. Nobody's seen anything. So, and working with children, like, children talk. Children are going to talk. Like, there's no way nobody's seen anything. And so that's another reason why I totally agree that they're covering up for somebody. They're lying for somebody. Like, for example, I don't want to show too much, but I'm trying to find it. Okay, here it kind of goes right here. Right here. Okay, so getting back to students talk, word has been circulating about the suspect coming out and saying that he did it. Now, when you Google this story, you YouTube it, look it up and do your research, the suspect's name is Brian Bell. All right, and Brian Bell is this young man right here. You guys go Google him, look him up. I just typed it in. He's originally from Valdosta, Georgia. He went to Lowndes with Kendrick. But after Kendrick's unaliving incident, him and his family, suddenly moved to Akron, Ohio. And he continued to play football and live his life. Now, we don't like to make accusations, but his father is an FBI agent. So that's where the whole term cover-up comes in, because he's an FBI agent. So a lot of evidence was not, when you have to do the forensic go to evidence, nobody collected evidence. They didn't really do much. This case was handled so trifling and lazy. Like, there was really no effort into trying to find out who did it, because they already knew. Like, this young man's organs were not even in his body. So when you talk about organs not being in somebody's body, like, we are far from accident at this point. And let's talk about how his parents were not even allowed to go and see their son's body the day when they were told that it was him, when he didn't return home from school. Like, his mom went to the school and she was not able to go identify her child. Now, that's Lowndes High School. Lowndes High School. And that school is still up and running until this day, 2024. How wicked. And that's why we should take heed and pay more attention to the world around us, is because that entire school, the faculty members in that school literally did not tell this mother who harmed her child. They didn't tell her anything. They didn't even let her go inside. They were willing to be silenced. Again, if that was your kid, and then we all like to say, well, you know, that couldn't be me because I do this and I do that. We don't know what we would do in that situation. And as a community, what we have to work on is not caring only until it's at our door. You know, we only want to care, we only want to pay things attention when it's us, when it's our children, when it's at our porch. And so his murderer at this point, which we all know, and I'm highly convinced that he has been murdered. And right here, like I said, Kids Talk, if you read this, it just talks about how many people know who did it. They've been told at parties, it's came out. The suspect's brother has even said, you know, my brother did it, and he started keeping it a secret. And recently, his brother, Brian Bell, even came out and said he did it. And I have that video on my channel, on my playlist. You guys can go check it out. He says that they're gonna find out anyway. So he's feeling that guilt. Like, if you're spiritual and you're watching this, you know, like, this man is probably not having any peace. And so you're gonna see him in the documentary, but I wanted to show you guys previous pictures and current pictures so that we can know that this man still has his freedom. All right. KJ has been called home. You know, he's with the Most Highs. He's good money. But this young man is out here, this Neanderthal is out here living his best life. And when you guys watch his interview, I want you guys, because I have it on my channel, it's in a playlist, but I'll link it in the description along with the Tubi link, so you guys can watch it for free if you don't want to spend any coins. You have to see, this young man laughed in his interrogation when they were asking him about it on the news. Like, first they denied to talk to the media, but then when they talked to the media, Brian Bell is laughing, him and his brother smiling, laughing, like they don't care. And so this is what he looks like in present time. And then he moves to Akron, Ohio, and then he played football for these people. And you can go to his football footage, or what do you guys call those things when guys record their football journeys and their plays and stuff? Like, he has that online. Like, we care. Like, he's really out here living his best life while 10 years has passed and he hasn't suffered any type of true consequences for the unaliving of Kendrick. Now, he definitely did not hurt Kendrick on his own. He definitely had help. So, a little rundown on what I've collected from doing my own research, and just to keep some things in mind for you guys when you go watch it. Long story short is that him and Kendrick was cool at one point, but then they got into a fight. And so he couldn't take an ass whooping. And also it was about a girl, and he just started having beef with Kendrick. Kendrick wasn't tripping about him, And long story short, they agreed to fight. And what Brian did, and this is what I just put together from my own research, is that he knew he couldn't fight Kendrick one-on-one because you already lost to him the first time you fought him one-on-one. So now you got extra people involved, and y'all jumped this man. Y'all jumped this boy. And they took it too far. Because when you guys see it, and again, in my last video, I talk about, you know, we want to say sensitive, what is it called? Trigger warning and all that. We have to learn to digest this stuff. Like, when y'all see Kendrick's face, you have to learn to digest this, because how are we going to move forward as a people if we can't even just digest the things that are happening to us? We have to be able to do that, because he got a group of guys, however many, because it's clearly not a one person act. It was not one person that did this. And so he got a group of guys to help him. They did what they did to Kendrick, and then it was covered up. And I mean, so many people, authorities, went out of their way to protect him. So you see how they move as a unit? They stick together. They stick together, and we do not. Because as y'all know, we turn on each other so quick. We're out here so individualistic. We try to handle everything on our own. We're embarrassed to ask for help. Like, we're conditioned to laugh at each other when we try. Like, you know, trying isn't even acceptable nowadays. Like, it's like you have to be born perfect. And, you know, it's just, it's outrageous, the pressures that's put on us. But see, all he had to do was tell his daddy what was up. And now he's hiding behind his daddy. And then everybody, the high school clicked up. The high school clicked up and didn't say nothing. People were afraid to what? Lose their jobs. To protect Brian Bell. And so his mother and his family deserves for some type of justice to be paid, because wouldn't we want justice if it was our children? If it was your child, wouldn't you want justice? And I'm not the only one that's saying, you know, he did it. You know, it's out there, clear as day, that this young man did that. All right? In case somebody forgot. So y'all see, they been saying he did it. They've been saying he did it. So we're not trying to accuse this man. His father's an FBI agent. It's been 10 years and nobody has went to jail. And when you watch this documentary, you'll see it was not an accident. Like, whose organs accidentally come out of their body? What school has a unaliving accident and don't allow the mother or the family to identify their child? You don't allow the parents to come in the gymnasium where their child was found. And then you tell them that you don't know who did it after 10 years. And then you have no accurate camera footage to show what was going on the day your child was unalived. Stop playing. Stop playing. Stop playing. All right? And you can look this up yourself. And like I said, this is me doing my own research, what I've come to the conclusion. And I totally agree that this young man is being covered up. He's being protected. 10 years is passing, and justice is definitely going to be served. Okay, justice is totally going to be served. This is his mother, Miss Jackie. Hold on, let me play this back.
Hello, I'm the mother of the late Kendrick Johnson. Please go to my GoFundMe Justice for KJ and help me tell my story. January the 10th, 2023 will be 10 years and no one has been held accountable for the murder of my son.
So, y'all, cousins, as a family, let's help his mom by watching the documentary, by sharing this video. All right, getting this information out there, because Brian Bell has to get his karma. Brian Bell has to get his consequences. Like, what? What? Let's not wait until it's our child. And then we want to, then you want somebody to donate. Donate to his family. She's also on Facebook. All you have to do is type her name, Jackie Johnson. Let's not wait till it's our child. It's already been our whole community. It's already been everybody else's child for so long. And y'all think this is really going to stop?